What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts, where we are staying in Australia tonight. Oh yeah, we are going to be checking out 8 Australian culture shocks as a Canadian. Very excited to check one out. We ain't going to waste more time. Just going to get right into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh yeah.
Today, I'm going to do some culture shocks that I've had in Australia since I've been there. So I've been there for a year and a half. I'm obviously not there right now. I'm in Canada, back home for the holidays, but I've been there a year and a half. Thoroughly enjoyed my time. It's been great. I've met some really cool people, had some amazing experiences, and I look forward to more. But in this video, I'm just going to be talking about the things that have surprised me or shocked me about Australia. Okay, and they're going to be mostly positive shocks, pleasant surprises, because it's Christmas time. I want to keep it light. I want to keep it positive. So that's what I'm doing. And if you're wondering, there will be lots of Australia content still to come. I'm going to mix in some Canada as well while I'm home. But for now, let's just do some culture shocks about Australia. First up, I'll get it out of the way. I know everybody's expecting it. Yes, the heat did shock me. I knew it was coming, but still was quite hot when I first got there.
I don't know
And now that I'm back in the cold, my body's in a bit of shock as well. But the first thing that I really want to talk about was the lack of snakes and spiders that frequent the cities, because I feel like they get hyped up a lot. That's what a lot of our perception is of Australia. We think they're everywhere in the cities. But to my surprise, pleasant surprise, I've seen very little. I've also been pleasantly surprised that I'm just seeing lots of birds everywhere. There's just so many birds that fly around through the city.
Yeah, someone said that
on the streets. I feel like there's always a bird chirp or a hum or a song that's going on within Australia, wherever I am. It's really cool to hear them, especially waking up to the Australian alarm clock early morning, hearing the birds chirp. And they got some cool swans as well, some pelicans, these bat-looking birds as well. Obviously the bin chickens. And then you got the one that keeps you on your toes, which are like the butcher birds and the magpies. The guys that like to swoop you. So it's been cool seeing how many birds there are and just hearing their songs.
Yeah, I think out of all the things that they mentioned in videos, I think the magpie is the one I would have the most fear of, because it could easily happen to you where it attacked you and stuff like that. Because there's a bird, I can't remember the name of it, and it also swoops down and tries to hit you on the head in my country, but I can't remember the name. I'm gonna have to find out the name, but it's a black bird, and I don't know if it's a family of the magpie, but just thinking about it in hindsight, I'm gonna have to check up the name of it, and I'm gonna tell you guys, and I'm gonna find out, maybe, or you guys can tell me if it's related in some way to magpies, or is magpies just unique to Australia alone? I'm not too sure. You guys hit me up in the comments.
Because I really do enjoy it. That's a big reason why I sit outside when I do my videos. Even as you hear the Canadian geese chirping, I guess that they more honk, but as you hear them, I just like it. So it's been a nice surprise. So next, regarding the nature with the beaches and all that, it still shocks me and it still surprises me how beautiful the beaches are, at least where I've lived. For me, they feel like, it doesn't feel like real life when I go to them, when I'm at them every day. For me, those types of beaches are something that we would go to a couple times a year, and it's a really nice treat. So having it sort of in my backyard for the past year and a half, it just doesn't feel real. I almost feel guilty for having it every day, for getting to go to it every day. And I know beaches, just because you have a beach doesn't mean everything's sorted, all your problems are sorted. But it's just been really cool, and I just keep going back to the beach, and I'm shaking my head sometimes that I can just do the things that I've been doing there on a daily basis. So that's been a really cool surprise. All right, next it's going to be regarding the Christmas spirit, Christmas decorations that was in Australia. I obviously didn't get to experience the peak of it. I left about a week before Christmas, but I was surprised how many decorations were up and just how
it's
full
crazy
the city was of lights and similar trees and ornaments and whatnot. I just thought maybe it'd be completely different, but it was really cool to see, I mean, just how similar it was, but different because obviously it's hot. So yeah, it was cool seeing all the ornaments. I saw a few Santas running around. I didn't get to experience the full lights of some houses. I saw some pretty decked out houses,
like
but
crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool shock. All right, next up is, I've been surprised how many places you can fish through the cities or just in the country in general. Because I feel like every time, at least from my experience again, maybe not everywhere, but where I've lived, every time I'm running along an esplanade or through creeks and trails, or when I'm hanging out at the beach, someone's always fishing, or that's how it feels. So it's been really cool to see. I love to fish. I haven't done it as much as I'd like, but I need to get on it when I get back there. So it's been cool to see that, and it's been a very pleasant surprise. So next, I just want to talk about how similar Australians and Canadians feel to me. And I know it's 40 million Canadians, 30 million Australian, roughly. So not everybody, I'm generalizing here. But for me, in my year and a half, I feel as though if you look a little bit deeper, just beyond the obvious differences of accents and slang, I feel like we're just cut from the same cloth. I feel like similar values, the way we're raised, how helpful we are to our friends, our neighbors. I've had so many great Australian friends in my year and a half that have been the first people to lend a helping hand or offer advice or just look after me. And I think too, our humor is very similar. So we got that sort of dry, sarcastic humor. You sort of have that sense of endearment with friends by sort of jabbing them a little bit. Maybe you call them an idiot, but you still love them. You still do anything for them. That's kind of how I interact with a lot of my friends, and it's similar in Australia. And the simplest way I always describe Australia to my friends is, to me, it feels like a warm Canada. Again, you might not agree with me.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it, a warm Canada, but I haven't done a lot of, I don't think I have done any kind of videos on Canada as yet. He said a warmer Canada. Australia is a warm Canada. Wow.
There's lots of different places, I know, and I know there's a lot of different Australians. Not all of us are the same, but generally, that's how I've felt. Next is gonna be kind of a 2-3-parter. It's regarding the cafes, the restaurants in Australia. So first is the quality of the average cafe. I've been shocked and surprised at how good it is. As I've started doing some YouTube videos and editing, I've gone to a lot of cafes to just work there and get some editing done. You can just tell the way they prepare the food and prepare the coffees. It's just not this fast food styles of preparing stuff. Nothing's prepackaged, or maybe not nothing, because there's a lot of restaurants, but it just feels like everything's handmade and fresh when you go to a lot of these cafes. So it's been really cool, and I notice it in the taste when I go to eat places. And then the second part is the early closing times at a lot of cafes. Not all, I'm sure some stay open late, but there's been plenty where I go to at noon and they're already closed. Like there's some near me that close at 10:30, 11 a.m., which is just, I think is really cool that a business owner would be content for the day, right? They made their money, they're happy with the business. They're not trying to absolutely maximize profits, or no, we've had a good day. Let's close it up at 11 and then everybody can go enjoy the rest of their day. So that's been very shocking to see it in person, but having lived in Australia for so long, it doesn't surprise me that a lot of businesses or people would prioritize the work-life balance over staying open as much or as long as you could. So the next thing that surprised me is just how good the average Australian swimmer is. Now I know not all Australians can swim. I'm sure there's some that can't. So generalizing, of course, but I like to think I'm a competent swimmer, and I am to some degree, but it surprised me at just the next level of competency is since being here. I feel as though I've tried to learn and will continue to learn to improve my swimming. Of course, it makes sense with how much water and how close to water you guys are. So I probably should have seen it, that there is that next level of competency, but I just didn't expect it. And it's just been really cool to see.
Yes, like I said, I can't get over that term, Australia is a warm Canada. It's so fitting, and I think he coined the term. I'm not too sure, but if you guys have ever heard someone say this line, let me know. I think he coined the term, and I'm gonna take it. I've certainly heard about the balanced work life in Australia. It's really, really balanced. Totally different from a lot of the big countries. When you go there, many people have said that. I've seen the videos, and that's one of the things that they are shocked about. It's not a culture that has excessive working hours and then like no family time. You just like a robot, just rinse and repeat. Australia is not like that. So the cafe closing at that time, or some of the cafes closing at that time, it's not really surprising to me. Now he's kind of like, when he said about the many people could swim at a decent level in Australia, and he said it makes sense for people wanting to swim because there's so much what surrounded by so much bodies of water. But you'd be surprised, at least in my country where I'm from, many people can't swim. I live on an island called St. Lucia, and the majority of people can't swim. I know it's shocking that they can't swim. Yeah, it just the irony of it. You would think most people can, but most people can't at all. And you're gonna find a lot of people on the beach, especially during the weekends, but the majority can't. Yeah, it's just so ironic. Yeah, I know, right? If you want to see that long show that I do, hit over on Dyce Reacts, where I do music reactions. This is where I'm going to be making my exit. Until next time, peace out.